pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the fans. Pose with the fans.
Now, I'm gonna show you how I solve for questions number 1. So questions number 1 is about the compound interest. So the question is, Helena recently received her Employee Provident Fund (EPF) after selecting a pension scheme. With total saving of Rm 46,000, she plans to invest 50% of that amount in an investment scheme for a duration of 10 years. She has two options to consider. So there are two options, option 1 and option 2. A. The amount that she allocates for the investment. So we have to find P. P equal to 50% times Rm 46,000. So P equal to Rm 23,000. So for questions B, the total amount that she will receive at the end of 10 years for each option. So for option 1, for the first 6 years, I equal to K per M. So I equal to 3.5% per 3. Next we have to find the N. N equal to MT. So N equal to 3 times 6 and the answer is N equal to 18. So next we just need to fill in the data into the most suitable method for these questions. So the most suitable method for these questions is S equal to P bracket 1 plus I power of N. So S equal to 23,000 bracket 1 plus 3.5% per 3 power of 18. So the answer is S equal to Rm 2 at 340.13. So for next 4 years, I equal to 2.8% per 12. And next we have to find the N. N equal to 12 times 4. So N is equal to 48. Next we just need to fill in into the method. So S equal to 2 at 340.13 bracket 1 plus 2.8% per 12 power of 48. So the answer is gonna be S equal to Rm 31694.66. So next for option 2. So for the first 6 years, we're just gonna use the same method as before. So I equal to K per M and N equal to MD. So for I equal to 4% per 4, and for N is N equal to 4 times 6, so N is 18. So next we're just gonna fill in the data into the method. The method is S equal to P bracket 1 plus I power of N. So S equal to 23,000 bracket 1 plus 4% per 4 power of 24. So the answer is gonna be S equal to Rm 29203.90. So for the next 4 years, I equal to 6% per 2 and N equal to 2 times 4. So the answer is N equal to 8. So just fill in the data into the method. So S equal to 29203.90 bracket 1 plus 6% per 2 power of 8. So the answer is gonna be S equal to Rm 36994.63. So last thing we're gonna do is just we're gonna plus every answer. So for total amount for option 1 is Rm 83034.79, and for total amount for option 2 is Rm 89198.53.
I'm going to discuss the question 1C. In this question, they ask for total amount of the interest that Helena will earn for each option. The formula that we will use is I equal to S minus P. For the first option, we know that S is 31,694 ringgit 60 cent minus by the principal, which is 23,000 ringgit. And we got the answer that is I equal to 8,694 ringgit 60 cent. Next, for the option 2, we also use the same formula. The S given is 36,994 ringgit 63 cents minus by 23,000, and the answer for option 2 is 13,994 ringgit 63. For question D is asked about which bank should Helena choose for her investment and give a reason. So in this question, we need to make a comparison between bank A and bank B. Which one is the most interest that she will earn? So the answer is Helena should choose bank B for her investment since the interest she will earn is higher than bank A.
Next, for question C, we must calculate the total amount of interest that he paid to the bank. So for this question, we'll be using the total amount of interest for annuity to solve this problem. So the formula are R equal NR minus A. So N is equal 360, R is equal RM 2026.74 cents, A is equal 40,000, and I is equal 360 times 2026.74 cents minus 40,000. And then we'll get the answer RM 329,626.44 cents. So the total amount of interest that he paid to the bank are RM 329626.40 cents. Next, for question B, we must calculate Kamar Zaman's money payment for the loan. For this question, we'll be using present value of annuity, this formula. So the formula are A equal R, open the bracket, 1 minus, open the bracket, 1 plus I, close the bracket with the power of negative n. And then per I and then close the bracket. So I is equal Km and N is equal Mt. So we need to put all of the information from the text into the formula. So A is equal RM 40,000. So to find 40,000, we must find the loan amount first, which is RM 450,000 minus 50,000. And then we get loan amount, which is A, RM 40,000. So for R, we need to find R. M is equal 12, T is equal 30, N is equal times 30, which is n is equal 12 times 30, and then we get n equal 360, and k is equal 4.5%, and I is equal 4.5% per 12. And then, so we put all of this into the formula and calculate it, which is 40,000 equal R, open the bracket, 1 minus, open the bracket, 1 plus 4.5% per 12, and then close the bracket with the power of negative 360 per 4.5% per 12, and then close the bracket. We get our 2026.74. So, Kamar Zaman's money payment for the loan is RM 2026.74 cents. Next, for question C, we must calculate the total amount of interest that he paid to the bank. So for this question, we'll be using the total amount of interest for annuity to solve this problem. So the formula are R equal NR minus A. So N is equal 360, R is equal RM 2026.74 cents, A is equal 40,000, and I is equal 360 times 2026.74 cents minus 40,000. And then we get the answer RM 329,626.44 cents. So the total amount of interest that he paid to the bank are RM 329626.40 cents.
So I will be starting with question 2D.
If he failed to pay 6 consecutive payments, how much should he pay on the next payment to settle the outstanding arrears? So first, we need to list out the variables. R is equals to 2,026 ringgit and 74 cents. N is equals to 7 and I is equals to 4.5% over 12. So I will be using the future value formula, which is S equals to R. S equals to R, R is 2,026 ringgit and 74 cents. Bracket, the numerator is bracket 1 plus I, which is 4.5% over 12, and then bracket to the power of 7 and minus 1 over 4.5% over 12, which is the I. And then we will put a bracket in the equation. So S will equals to 14,347 ringgit and 79 cents. So this means that he should pay 14,347 ringgit and 79 cents on his next payment to settle the outstanding arrears. So for question E, immediately after paying for 25 years, he wanted to settle the loan in full amount. How much was the amount paid? So first, we need to list out the variables. So R is equals to 2,026 ringgit and 74 cents. N is equals to 360 minus 300, which means that N will be 60 payments. And I is equals to 4.5% over 12. So I will be using the present value formula, which is A equals to R. So A equals to R. R is 2,026 ringgit and 74 cents. Bracket 1 minus bracket 1 plus I, which is 4.5% over 12, and then bracket to the power of negative 60 over I, which is 4.5% over 12, and bracket the whole equation. So A will equals to 108,713 ringgit and 8 cents. So this means that the amount paid was 108,713 ringgit and 8 cents.